Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about fat shaming today. Um, is it a real thing? Should it be a real thing? Should we be doing it? Should we not be doing it? What is it really? So let me go over a couple things. Number one, the definition of any kind of shaming actually is the old bullying. All right, you're calling people names, sticks and stones. You've probably heard that, right? They'll break my bones, but names will never hurt me. But to some people, they do hurt. And here's two sides. Either you want to be large because you're happily heavy, fascinatingly fat. I mean, there are people who love to be large, and that's okay. That's their prerogative, right? That's what they want to do. And calling them names, like water off a duck's back, right? Think of this little story here. When we got married, my wife said, "When I start having kids, I'm staying home, and you're going to be the sole breadwinner. We're a traditional family." I went, "Yes, ma'am." And I'd get to work, and I'd be working with a lot of ladies, and they'd be like, "How come your wife stays home? She doesn't do anything." You think I got mad at that? Not even close, because I know she would wake up earlier than they. She had 3 human beings that she had to make sure stayed alive that day. She had everything in the house to take care of that day, all right? And all these people had to do was get up, get gussied up, go into work, sit there, look pretty, go home, and blah, blah, blah. Now, there you go. See, you're already triggering, all right? That means that's not really what you wanted to do. If you're comfortable with who you are, anything said at you doesn't matter. All right, you can call me, "Hey, you big-haired SOB." I'm like, "Yeah, I got big hair." SOB, not really. My mom was not a female dog, okay? So there we go. Now, segue that into, and of course, if you tell, "How dare you stay at home with your children?" My wife's all, "Really?" You don't get mad at what you are. You get mad at where you are and where you'd like to be, probably. Now, is it inappropriate to be slamming somebody who didn't ask your opinion? Absolutely, don't do that. And this is the worst part, because it's not our fault. I was fat, humongously fat, and I was called Fat Boy and everything else on my YouTube channel. And but I thought to myself, I'm doing everything I can. I'm doing everything I know, right? But I didn't know. And now that I do know, and after I tell you, but you choose not to, there's where your willpower sucks, okay? It's not your fault when you're fed all this garbage by the USDA, the FDA, all the fed, and doc, and the allopaths, and the nurse paths, and the nutri-paths, and all these other paths, right? No, that's not your fault, because I'm going to lay it out for you. You know what? No offense, but they're just as ignorant as you are, because you didn't know another way. Well, I'm going to tell you another way. You got to stop eating so much, all right? If you chose to eat 1 meal a day, 1 meal every other day, or even skipped 3 days, your weight would fall off without your even wanting it to, without your knowing it's happening, without exercise, okay? So here's the deal. You got to stop eating. So you eat once a day, at least. Get there. There's ways to do that. Look up how to do that. I have plenty on my channel on how to do that. But if you think you're going to sit there and gorge on a bunch of pasta, breads, and seed oils, and sugar and garbage, and think you're going to last 2 hours, it never had anything to do with your willpower. As a matter of fact, prove it. Ready? Hold your breath right now. Go. Keep holding it. Let me get some coffee. Come on. Hold it. Starting to feel a little uncomfortable, aren't you? Yeah. No, but you have willpower. No, keep holding it. You have willpower. Looking at the seconds tick by. Let's share something. I don't care how much willpower you have. I mean, 2 things. Either you're going to stay awake and your body's just going to like override your willpower, because it will do that. Or you'll pass out and then your body will begin breathing on its own. Anyway, so your body wins, you lose. Okay? Well, when you think you're going to eat all this garbage food and you're going to go ahead and make sure that you only eat once a day. It ain't going to happen. Your hormones will not let it happen. So what do? Well, first we have to remove all the carbs. You have to remove the poisons from your body, all right? Get rid of sugars, yada, yada, right? Get rid of grains, get rid of refined foods, and get rid of the seed oils. That actually causes inflammation. It's not really a hunger issue at that point. But if you do have, if you're starting with arthritis, you're in pain, most pain is inflammation. It's autoimmune disorders. That means your gut's not healthy. So, again, plenty of videos on my channel on how to do that. And way better videos on way other people's channels on how to do that. So, bottom line is, after you've learned how to do this and then you choose not to, then you don't have a right to sit there and say, you can't fat shame me. Oh, absolutely. All right, I mean, you shouldn't, obviously, but if you get fat shamed, it's not that person's fault. Okay? I already told you how to do it. Unfortunately, hormonally, there's only one way to do it. It's called a proper human diet. And if you choose not to do that, then you can't, you don't have the right to be upset if somebody goes, oh, look at that big thing, you think he knows that thing? He needs to pay 2 tickets for an airplane. Why don't they charge him extra baggage? Now, if you didn't know that, oh, that's totally inappropriate. No, if you actually ardently following allopaths, good for you. You've done your best, and it ain't going to work. You already know it's not working. It never works. You make your New Year's resolution by February, you're back to where you are. I know this. Now, I may not be speaking to you personally. You may be just this stellar human being who has been able to munch on pizza and everything all their life and eat 15 meals a day, and you're a rail. Hey, bio individuals, right? I'm talking about the bell curve. The bell curve says 65% of the average falls in here. That's what I'm talking about, all right? So you decide. If you're big because you want to be, awesome. Then fat shaming shouldn't impact you one iota. You'd be like, duh, I want to be this big. And because I know it's not the norm, because it's not, it doesn't fit into the little 65% bell curve like I told you, I guess I'd have to pay a little extra, for seats or this and that, if that's the rule. All right? For those of you who don't want to be that large, but you don't know how to not be large, it's inappropriate, and you shouldn't have to pay extra seating and this and that and the other thing, because it was never your fault. It's the fault of all these people who either knowingly lie to you or unknowingly don't know really how to help you. All right? And then here I am, and here's Dr. Berg, and Dr. Ekberg, and Tom Stilauer, and Jason Fung, and Dr. Barry, and I could go on and on and on. There are plenty of resources to teach you how to do this thing. And unless I'm some superhuman, and the other millions of people who've done this are somehow superhuman, it will work for you. You may have to white knuckle it and grit your teeth a week, maybe 2. And it'll take a process of several months to get used to what your body's, finally you're listening to it, and it's going to tell you, you eat that, and we didn't do too good. You eat that, oh, we did okay. You eat that too late, can't sleep, eat that, right? So you gotta mix and match. I'm still learning over 9 months. And I'm getting there. As a matter of fact, I'm at my set point. I mean, I'm where I was back in my 20s in the U.S. Coast Guard. Actually, they kind of came up the gig line and went down. Sorry, I think this is Air Force. But either way, so that's kind of what you have to do to get this done. And once you do get the hang of it, though, it's like, whoa. And I'm inculcating here and there a carb. As a matter of fact, Sunday coming up, I'm calling it Pancake Sunday. The Brits have Pancake Tuesday, but I'm backing it up a little bit so I can, get back into ketosis by the time I have to do my 2-day fast over Lent, right? Ash Wednesday. So, I've already prepared my sourdough pizza crust. It's now going to ruminate for about 4 days. The lactobacillus are going to eat most of the carbs and the gluten in there, and it's going to be just a delicious sourdough bread. Au natural is wonderful, all right? And I'm going to make pancakes in the morning. I'm not going to douse it with high fructose corn syrup, though. I think I'm just going to melt some butter, some salt, maybe a little vanilla, and I'm going to pour that over the pancakes, right? I'm going to have probably a stack of 6. Blow out, man, who cares? And so, maybe not first thing in the morning, and I will not fast the night before because I don't want to go, I don't want to pound my body through a bunch of carbs. So I'll probably eat a pretty good fatty meal. Again, Saturday before, I'll probably eat a bunch of wings or something loaded with fat and give myself a couple hours and get to sleep. And that'll make sure that in the morning I'm not going to get, wiry with all the carbs I'm going to eat that morning. So at the same time, later in the day, I'm going to have my pizza. And then after that, I'm going to have a big old sweetbread from a place I like. So it's going to be a total carb cycle day. All right, so anyway, that's that. And again, I'll be doing videos up to Tuesday evening where Lent begins. And then if I make a video, it will be on Sundays. I may make videos. I still vlog. Maybe I'll chain them together and upload them, a full blast on Sunday. And this might be a rather long video if you want to watch it. This really, it's for me. But if it catches on and other folks like it, and you like it, and you think you want to share it with others, go ahead, and we'll chat soon on the next one. Talk to you. Bye.